things. First, it actually goes both ways, because when Barack Obama gave his speech on race in the spring, that is something where people watched the entire speech on YouTube. And 20 years ago, if you weren't in front of a television at 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning whenever he gave the speech, you would have maybe read about it in the paper the next day. You'd have maybe got a 10 to 15 second soundbite on the evening news. But if you didn't actually see the speech, you didn't get the whole thing. And that was a speech. I thought it was a profoundly important speech, and I thought it was a brave speech, specifically because there were parts of it where you could take a soundbite and turn it into an attack ad or take it out of context. And it was a speech that talked about a very important and very sensitive issue in nuance, and that's not something that you can compress into a short soundbite. So it was, I think, very helpful that people could go onto YouTube and watch the whole thing. The flip side of it is, anytime someone gives a speech, and I know right now Ian is videoing me on his cell phone, and this will be on YouTube in an hour. But he actually came to me beforehand and said, "Hey, do you mind if I do that?" Which I thought was pretty incredible, because I think a lot of people wouldn't think to do that. And you think about one of the other stumbles that Barack Obama had during the political season. He's at what he thinks is a private fundraising reception with supporters, and then makes an impolitic comment about people clinging to guns and religion because they're scared. And sure enough, that's on the internet within a couple of hours, and it becomes a big thing. 10 to 15 years ago, it's not. That just literally doesn't happen. Maybe there's some report about it, maybe it gets out, but there's a big difference between sort of rumor and actual audio of the person saying. I live in Virginia now, and you can ask the former governor and not re-elected senator George Allen about the power of YouTube. When he made a dumb comment at a rally and called it a supporter of the other guy, Macaca. And of course, this became a huge thing in the 2006 election, and it was a very close race against a campaigner who isn't, Jim Webb is just not a very good campaigner. I think that made the difference. So for speechwriters, it's in a sense they grow more important, because there are no private venues anymore. There are no speeches where you can just get up and talk. Someone is probably watching, and if you make a mistake or say something in politics, someone will probably put it on the